Hello everyone, today we'll be looking at the top 10 Imperial sets that LEGO needs to remake. For this list, I'm only going to be counting sets that have been made once by LEGO. So any Imperial sets that have already been made multiple times are out of the question. We'll be focusing on sets that strictly have one-time releases. Well, let's get started. At number 10, we have the Imperial V-Wing Starfighter. This set might be the least interesting of the bunch, but I still think it's a very good candidate for a remake. For one thing, it's a pretty neat looking vehicle, very sleek and a streamlined design, and the function of the moving wings up and down is really fun too. Its shape is just a good look, very sleek, nimble, and it would work perfectly for a smaller playset. This model in particular is prime for a remake because it's just dated. Does it look horrible? No, but it's definitely old. I would love to see a common day V-Wing made by LEGO, and an Imperial version could be a really cool option. Like in this set, you could get an Imperial pilot, an astromech, and then maybe they could throw in another figure or two, some kind of specialized stormtrooper or commander or something like that, and make it a cool little set right around $40. Number 9 is the Imperial AT Hauler. This vehicle is from the film Solo, and it's a very interesting design. What makes it super compelling to me though is just how fun it is. I think as a playset, it could just be a blast to see this again. The idea of this set's very fun, and I think if they recreated it, but adapted it to fit other vehicles or cargo or including something for it to carry, I think it could be a really good set. Not to mention, again, it's just a very unique design. It's much more of a niche ship, but one that's pretty cool and would be wildly different from all the other ships they normally release for Star Wars. And with all these sets, they don't necessarily have to tie to their original theming. This is from Solo, but it doesn't have to be based on Solo if they were to remake it. It could just be a basic Imperial ship with basic Imperial minifigures. That might not be quite as fun, but they definitely could do it, and that's another option. And that somewhat goes for all these sets on this list. This set definitely has some interesting properties that make for a unique set, but it's definitely more niche, which is why I had to keep it down lower at 9. In 8th place is the Imperial Assault Hover Tank. This Imperial build is one of my favorites of all time. It's a small tank that looks just tremendous. From Rogue One, the build quality is immaculate. The detailing from the big blasters on the side to the top hatch, and then all the way to the back where you have a big open platform to play around on, place figures, or even the included cargo box. A lot to do here for such a small build. And I have to mention again how spectacular it looks. As far as a remake goes, I would just want this again. It's such a spectacular set. The minifigures would also be a huge upside to remaking this set. The Imperial hover tank pilots are gorgeous. Very cool looking stormtroopers and very different. So many different TV shows and movies have showed us different variations of stormtroopers, and yet LEGO keeps giving us the same one over and over again. I'd love to see these guys in a set and a shake-up, maybe some other variations if they don't want to base this off Rogue One. I actually really love this set too, so it kind of hurt putting it only at 8, but this first model was so good that I don't think a remake is quite as necessary. Even though I really want one because I want it to be available, this first model was near perfect. Number 7th is one I'm sure you all expected to make the list, the TIE Crawler. From Legends, when LEGO is getting a little more abstract with their builds, they took some creativity from Legends and made the TIE Crawler. This set also stands out not just because of its unique design, but because it's using the old blue and black color scheme. Seeing that updated to the more realistic gray and black look would be spectacular. But not only that, this vehicle is just so unique. I would love for LEGO to take a stab at it today. I'm sure it would look great, and have some great playability as well, like this original one did, with the moving gears on the sides, the missiles coming out of the edges. Lots of great features. And before I move on, I have to mention the Shadow Troopers, which have always been one of my favorite Stormtrooper variants, and a lot of people feel the same way, so this would just be another cool way to get those figures. In the 6th spot is the Imperial Patrol Battle Pack. Another set from Solo, and another one that I think is very underrated. LEGO seems to focus a lot on clone battle packs these days, but we need some Imperial battle packs back in circulation. This one would be a very good template for one. I wouldn't mind to see a couple changes with the officer and the Death Star Trooper minifigure, but the build and the other two Stormies should definitely stay the same. Honestly, no matter what Imperial minifigures they include, all I care about is that they keep the same bike build. This is my favorite Battle Pack build of all time. No question. It's a good looking speeder in a good scale and something I wouldn't mind actually displaying or putting in a mock, which isn't normally something I can say about Battle Pack builds, and while sometimes that's okay, I really prefer this. The angled demeanor of it just makes it stand out. It's such a unique build. I love it, and with the unique Imperial minifigures as well, it's a one-of-a-kind Battle Pack and very special. Prime for a remake. Fifth on the list is the Imperial Assault Carrier. From Star Wars Rebels, this set was a very unique take. Not a ship I ever expected LEGO to make. However, they did a bang-up job with it. The middle chassis in particular looks really good and smooth. The wings are a little bumpier with studs, but not bad. And I personally find this set so interesting because, yes, it's a playset, but it totally looks more like a display model, given the exterior and the lack of play functions and interior, and then all those mini TIE fighters. As a playset though, I'm sure it can be plenty fun too. There's a carry handle included, you can fly around and drop off the TIE fighters into battle. And as far as Imperial ships go, this is a very unique one that fits very good in LEGO. The minifigures mostly take after Rebels characters in the set, but they're spectacular as well. Again, they could really change that to any way they want though. Heck, they could even remake this set based off The Mandalorian, based on that one scene where they hijack it. Either way they do it, I just want this build back in circulation because it's a tremendous design. And a very interesting ship that I think is what makes it so desirable. In the fourth spot is another set from Rogue One, and that's the TIE Striker. Another beautiful set that I have no critiques of. As far as a remake, I just want this, but again, the build is all kinds of perfect. I could try to point out every little detail, but it's impossible. I love everything about this build. From the wings to the perfectly shaped cockpit, and then even the couple sand blue accents. It has such a great design, and is a really cool TIE variant, coupled with a fun array of minifigures. And again, I just really want this set back in circulation. It's a very good model and a terrific design. In the third spot, we have the ATDP from Rebels. This has always been one of my favorite walker variants. While the ATST is great, this one just has more character to it. The legs are a bit skinnier and longer, but then the head's a bit wider and has an elongated look with one big central cannon in the middle. It's a very compelling design for a walker, and I feel like it's much more balanced than the ATST. The iconic ATDP pilots from Rebels are also here, would be a great figure to see again. Agent Callus is included. That would be a very nice nod to the show if they were to remake him. All the makings for a really great set. And another walker build that I think would still sell very well today. Even if you don't base it off Rebels, even if people have no idea that it's from Rebels, I think this set would still sell spectacularly. In the runner-up spot, it might be a bit of breaking the rules, but I put the Battle of Endor. Thinking about it though, I set the rules for the video, so I'm not breaking them. This is totally an Imperial set. You have the ATST, the bunker, the speeders, and so it definitely counts. I can't imagine I have to do much explaining for this set. When you're talking about the best play sets in history, this is one that comes to mind right away. There's so much to do with it. On the outside, you have the ATST, the two speeders, and then the Ewoks with their side builds. Plenty of characters and vehicles to battle with outside of the bunker. Inside the bunker, there's still plenty to do as well. Play features, setting the charges, and then finally exploding them and all the panels come out. And even if you don't want to use this as the Endor bunker, you still have a great little Imperial base on your hands. It'd be really nice to have some kind of Imperial base, and that's what this kind of can act as, especially for a kid playing around with Lego. And truthfully, a remake of this is just long overdue. In general, I think Star Wars has an issue where they focus too much on vehicles. Locations can make for great builds as well, and I think this set is a star showcase of that. Finally, we've made it to the top spot on my list. The number one Imperial set that LEGO needs to remake is the TIE Defender. No question, this is the clear winner. When it comes to Star Wars ships, I don't know if there's any more unique than the TIE Defender. It takes the classic TIE look with the cockpit and the wings and turns it on its head with this very unique ship. This set was made quite a while ago in 2010, so it's well due for a remake. Not to mention, you can tell just looking at it, I would love to see what LEGO could do with this now. Of course, LEGO knocked the TIE Interceptor out of the park, so a TIE Defender I can only imagine would just look immaculate. A great model for playing and also displaying on a shelf. The minifigures in this old set weren't quite as exciting, but if we were to remake it, we would need to see Thrawn in the set. As we learned in Rebels, he is the one who created the TIE Defender program, and so it just feels natural that he would be there, which would close it out and make it a perfect remake of the set. There you have it, the top 10 Imperial sets that LEGO needs to remake. What did you think of my list? Let me know down in the comments below. Are there any I missed that you think LEGO needs to remake? And if so, how would you want them to do it? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.